bouncing off the walls. Yeah, I can't believe I did that either. I was concentrating way too hard, and there it goes. Bouncing off the walls, though, what does this mean? Bouncing off the walls, such a strange idiom, right? Bouncing off the walls. Pretty strange, and I'm guessing that you're wondering what it means, right? Bouncing off the walls. I also am guessing that you're wondering why I have a ball in my hand, and also how good I got at this. Boom, boom, boom. I'm pretty good at it, right?
Maybe. I don't know. Not really.
Well, I was practicing for about 10 minutes before I started this video, so maybe that's why. So if you're wondering what it means, stick around. Like always, I've got you. Bouncing off the walls. Of course, I have a story for you all today, and today's story happened quite recently. So at the time of this recording, a week ago was Easter. Probably by the time this goes live, Easter was probably like 2 weeks ago. Of course, I was trying to be a good mom. I wanted to get little Easter baskets. Now, however, my kids are getting older, well, especially my oldest. They're outgrowing a lot of the stuff that comes in Easter baskets, like all the little tiny toys.
Mom, no one's gonna want those old toys. They're junk.
Fine. You know, I don't want to get them too much candy either. So this year I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do an Easter basket this year. They're fine. They won't even care. It is what it is. But then like the day before, I had FOMO, which if you don't know what that means, you can go and check it out right here. But I had FOMO and I was like, not for myself, fear of missing out, but like for my kids. I was like, man, I don't want them to be missing out on anything. You know, let me get them an Easter basket. My mom made me Easter baskets until I was basically an adult. So I was like, you know what? Let me be a good mom. Let me go get them an Easter basket. So I just ran up to the store and I grabbed a few little things and I put it together. Honestly, I didn't even grab a basket because all of the cheaper baskets, you know, because my kids tear things up, so I'm not going to get them an expensive basket. All of the cheaper ones were already sold out, so I was like, you know what, we're going to make like a little arrangement on the table of like candy and toys and whatever. So I get them a few things, and Easter morning before church, and they start opening them up. Now, I did not want for the Sunday school workers to be calling me saying,
"Hey, your kid's crazy.
Come get your child."
So I only allowed them to have like one piece of candy before church. We went to church, and then after church, we went to my in-laws' house. We had Easter. They didn't really have a lot of candy that day, and it was a good day. The next morning started spring break for my kids. My kids didn't have to go to school for the whole week because it was spring break, spring vacation. That morning, I have to still work, but I work from home most days. So I log in, I'm working. I hear one of my kids get up, they go downstairs. I'm like, you know what, let me go make them some breakfast. I go downstairs, make them breakfast, come back up really quick. And then my youngest rolls out. Goes downstairs. I'm like, you know what, surely my oldest will be able to help his younger brother. They've got this. You know, I was pretty busy working. I was like, they've got this, you know. No, that is exactly not what happened. So you remember the Easter candy, the before mentioned Easter candy? Now I had put it up. I had safely secured it in a Ziploc bag because they were allowed to have one little piece. It was like a big bag of like gummy worms or something. And they were allowed to have one before church on Sunday, on Easter Sunday. I put the rest of the bag in a Ziploc bag and I put it in the top of the pantry, So how my 4-year-old was able to grab these without his brother's help, because his brother, I don't know, his brother says he didn't get them for him, but sounds suspicious. But my 4-year-old is smart. If there's one thing you need to know about my 4-year-old, he can figure out anything. He is a problem solver, which might come in handy for him in the future. But for right now, he is giving me a run for my money because he will stack pillows. He has like a little stool to wash his hands and stuff. He will bring the stool over to wherever he needs and climb. Like, he is a problem solver. So I'm pretty sure he did one of these things to like grab the candy. He grabbed the candy. And meanwhile, I'm here in my office, working. I'm listening in. The door's open. I can hear them. They seem to be having a good time. They seem to be watching some cartoons, you know, doing things that kids do on spring break. And I'm like, you know what? Good. They're good. I'm good. And then I go downstairs to make my coffee. A few minutes before I go downstairs to make my coffee, I start hearing running And I'm like, you know what? They're playing. Yeah, it's a little bit early in the morning, but they're playing. Like, it's fine. They're happy. It's the first day of spring break. I hear like little footsteps running all through the house, and I'm like, you know what? Just let them have fun. They're not bothering me. I'm not bothering them. We're good to go. I go downstairs. I go to make my coffee. Before I can even like put the water in the little vessel thing because I have like an espresso machine. Before I can even put the water in the machine, I look over and my 4-year-old is bouncing off the walls. Like literally, he is running up on the back of the couch, jumping off the back of the couch, running over into the kitchen, tagging like he's playing tag, tagging the counter of the kitchen, running back towards the TV, jumping on the couch, jumping off again.
There's a little white dove sitting in the water.
Oh my goodness!
Running up the stairs, running down the stairs, hanging off the stairs. The what is that called? What is it called? Come on. I have an English degree. I am an English teacher. I teach English here on YouTube. What is it called? A banister? Banister. I'm pretty sure it's a banister. See, sometimes when you're bilingual, you're more like bilingual, B-Y-E, because you forget what it's called in both languages. That happens to me a lot, and it's kind of embarrassing seeing how I have an English degree and I'm an English teacher and I teach ESL. But yeah, sometimes I remember the word in Korean because I'm bilingual in Korean, and then I don't remember in English, or I don't remember in English, but I also don't remember it in Korean. And then I'm like, I don't know. Back to our story. He's hanging off the banisters like a monkey. I'm like, what is going on? And granted, I had been working for like a couple hours. Sometimes these, like here lately, I like to just get my work done in the morning and make my coffee a reward. Like if I get caught up, I go through my emails and do what I have to do, and I feel like I'm caught up to a point, I go and I make my coffee, and that's like my little reward in the morning, all right? I was waiting for my reward, my coffee reward. So I went downstairs and I'm like still so tired. I haven't had coffee. It was Monday morning. I've been working for a couple hours already, and I'm like this. I'm like a zombie, and I have my cup in my hand. My eyes are barely open, and I'm like watching my child look like a pinball from the pinball machine, literally bouncing off the walls. I'm not gonna lie, this idiom, we use it figuratively most of the time. Figuratively, right? Bouncing off the walls. Obviously, my kid was not actually bouncing off the walls, right? No, there was like 2 different occasions where he literally bounced off the walls. Like he went and he like tried to do a trick and he put his feet on the wall, and then he would like try to twist and like jump off, literally bouncing off the walls. And I'm standing there with my coffee cup like, what happened? What happened? And I looked to my husband. He was working from home that day too. My husband comes downstairs because he's hearing the ruckus, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, your child, something's wrong with him. Now, I will say, whenever my child is very loving, very sweet, very kind, you know, very cute, I'm like, that's my child. Whenever he's crazy or doing something wrong, I'm like, that's your child, to my husband. So in this circumstance, I was like, is there something wrong with your child right now, dude? I don't know what's going on with him, but he's acting a little crazy. You need to figure it out. So we're both like, there has to be something wrong. So I start my search. Like, he ate something, something's going on. There's no way he wakes up at 9 a.m. He's bouncing off the walls like this. I didn't have to search far. I go over to the couch, and what do I see? The entire bag, which was a decently sized bag of gummy worms, empty. Every mother's nightmare, right? Dun dun dun! Oh no, oh no, oh no, what do we do? What do we do? And I'm like, he's on a sugar high right now.
Watermelon sugar high.
No wonder he is bouncing off the walls. No wonder he's going crazy. He had a whole bag of sugar for breakfast. And you know what? The breakfast that I made my kids wasn't even that healthy. I'm not gonna lie. It was Monday morning. They had cereal, and I'm pretty sure there's sugar in cereal. But you know what? I was like, you know what? It's spring break. It's Monday morning. Have some cereal. You know, enjoy life. Live your life. Not only did he have cereal, which had sugar in it probably, but he also had an entire bag of sour gummy worms that were like basically coated in sugar, plus sugar inside them. Plus they had like a jelly filling that was probably sugar in them, like triple the sugar. And now here we are. And I'm like, I did this. I should not have bought those for them. And I should have hid them somewhere they would never find. But no, I just put them in the pantry. Say, oh, you can have them later. Of course, he did the most. And he went up there and he started going through stuff in the pantry. And of course he found them. And of course, because he's my child, he decided to eat the entire bag. He knew, like, I can't just have 1 or 2. Like, I have to eat the entire bag. So he did. And that ensued the chaos. Him running up and down, jumping off of things, trying to do tricks, like running up the stairs, running down the stairs. Literally, random noises. It's not even like he's speech delayed, so he doesn't speak a lot, but he's getting better and he's learning how to speak a lot more every day. However, these noises were just like random. Have you ever seen the wild thornberries? If you guys are millennials like myself and you were living here in America in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a TV show on Nickelodeon called The Wild Thornberries. The Wild Thornberries was like a family, and I think they were in like Africa or something, and they adopted this child who was probably raised by animals, and this child's name, I think it was Donnie. He was crazy, and he would always be like and running all around. Literally, that's what my child looked like that morning. Seriously crazy, running around, jumping off of things, swinging off of things, like bouncing off the walls. And I hadn't even had my cup of coffee yet, so I'm just like, all right, this is the Monday morning we are about to have. Okay, my bad. And I had to basically detox him from the sugar. I was like giving him 5 gallons of water, and I was like, the rest of the day, no more snacks, nothing with sugars. Like literally, you're living off of like water, bread. We're not even having fruit. We're not even gonna have a fruit snack or any kind of fruit today because there's sugars in that. All right, you're having proteins, vegetables, bread, water. You're on a detox right now. He was too crazy bouncing off the walls. So yeah, I survived. Obviously I'm here, but it was a rough start to our spring break that Monday morning. I can't really blame him though. He does have ADHD tendencies. He's being tested. The doctor wants him to be tested for ADHD, so he will be tested for that this year. And I had ADHD growing up. I do still have ADHD, but I try to control it. Now as an adult, I can control it a lot more. When I was a child, absolutely not. I was very rambunctious like he is. So he probably gets it from me, so I can't blame him too much. But yeah, man, if you are a mom, I think we've all been there, or a dad, I don't discriminate. If you're a parent, I think we've all been there where our kids just maybe overdosed on sugar, and you're like, I regret every decision that has led me to this moment in time, because maybe they're going crazy because you bought them candy. I remember going to the fair one time with my oldest, and I bought him cotton candy for the first time ever in his life. Same thing happened. And my oldest is very chill. He's not already hyperactive like my youngest is. This was before my youngest was even born though. And yeah, I bought cotton candy. I don't like cotton candy. I've never been a cotton candy fan. But I was like, you know what? You can have it. He ate it and he was like crazy after that. And even he's like such a chill dude. Like even now, even when he was a baby, he was so chill. But that day, chaos. Even when I was trying to leave the fair and put him back in his car seat, he was like, I was like, okay, I'm never giving you cotton candy ever again. So long story short, my kid was bouncing off the walls, and I didn't think I was going to survive the day, but I did. I am here now to tell the tale to you all here on YouTube. Bouncing off the walls, if you guys don't know what it means by now, it is just an idiom to be excited and have a lot of energy, all right? To be excited and have a lot of energy. So you have a lot of energy, you're excited. 9 times out of 10, it's because you're fueled by sugar. I'm just kidding. But yeah, sugar, obviously energy drinks, or even just being really excited about something can have you bouncing off the walls, right? Bouncing off the wall. Of course, I have the history.
History with Carley.
The history of bouncing off the walls is actually pretty self-explanatory. I kind of knew what this was from, but then again, I didn't. So earlier in the video, I mentioned the analogy of my child, my son, my youngest, being a pinball. Because if you've ever played like the pinball machine, the ball's like, going everywhere. Once you like pull the thing and it goes and you're like trying to keep it going, it's bouncing everywhere. So I assumed that this idiom came from somebody playing pinball at a pinball machine, but I was wrong. However, it is very similar. So the origin is actually unknown, technically, but it likely refers to sports, maybe like a racket sport like squash or tennis, baseball, any kind of sport where a ball may literally be played off the wall. The ball going to the wall and it's like played with. So racquetball is probably where this idiom originated. In my opinion, it probably originated from playing racquetball or something along those lines. And then the ball comes back and it bounces wildly and unpredictable, and you're just like, where's the ball going? It's going here, it's going there. You know, when you're playing racquetball, you're playing against a literal wall. You don't know where it's gonna go. That's where this idiom originated, even though the actual origins are unknown. They believe it's something to do with racquetball, not pinball. But you know what? I think it could go well with pinball as well, but that's just my opinion. Of course, I have 3 example sentences for you all today. Example number 1 is, the children were so excited about the upcoming field trip that they were bouncing off the walls all morning. The children were so excited about the upcoming field trip that they were bouncing off the walls all morning. Example number 2, after drinking too much coffee, Jack felt like he was bouncing off the walls with energy. After drinking too much coffee, Jack felt like he was bouncing off the walls with energy. Now, I will say, I used to feel this way when I would drink coffee when I was younger. Now, as a mom of 2, coffee does nothing for me. I still do not have the energy to survive the day, but that's beside the point. Now, example number 3, the team couldn't sit still in anticipation of the big game. They were bouncing off the walls in the locker room. The team couldn't sit still in anticipation of the big game. They were bouncing off the walls in the locker room. So bouncing off the walls just means to be like very excited and to have a lot of energy. So I hope you guys have a better understanding of this idiom, bouncing off the walls. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your family and friends, and I hope to see you all in the next video.